Experiments conducted at Göbekli Tepe itself suggest that all currently exposed PPMB structures could have been built by 12 to 24 people within 4 months, including the time spent quarrying and gathering stones and preparing food. These labour estimates are thought to fall within the capabilities of a single extended family or village community during the Neolithic period. Additionally, this aligns with the number of people who could comfortably fit inside one of the buildings at the same time. According to Hackley and Gopher, fences B, C, and D were initially planned as a single-layer complex, forming an equilateral triangle. At Göbekli Tepe, flint artifacts are scattered from the summit of the ridge down to the slope. The discovered tools are similar to those found at other Neolithic sites in the northern Levant. In 1963, over 3,000 Neolithic tools were discovered, most of which were high-quality flint tools, with a very small number of obsidian artifacts also excavated. Stone tools, various blades, scrapers, shovels, and arrowheads were the most common types of tools. About 700 tools were discovered during the excavation of Space 16, a small building adjacent to Area D. Scrapers, awls, shovels, and grinding stones were identified. As a result of examining the stones found in the soil, over 7,000 grinding stones, which are presumed to have been used for processing grains, were discovered, and these grinding stones were used throughout the entire period during which this site was maintained. However, it is unclear whether the grains were wild or cultivated. Fragments of the column, iconic from Göbekli Tepe. The stone pillars inside the fence are T-shaped, similar to other earthenware Neolithic sites in the area. However, unlike other sites, many of the pillars are carved. Generally, they are shallow reliefs, but sometimes there are deep reliefs as well. Most of the sculptures depict animals, primarily snakes, foxes, and wild boars, but also include gazelles, mouflons, wild sheep, onagers, ducks, and eagles. The identifiable animals are mostly males and are often depicted in aggressive postures. Abstract shapes are also depicted, most of which are vertical or horizontal H-shaped symbols, but there are also crescent moons and discs. It is rare to describe humans. Column 43 in Zone D features a headless man and an upright phallus. However, the T-shape of the column itself is anthropomorphized. In other words, the body is the torso and the top is the head. It can be confirmed that some columns include not only animal reliefs, but also sculptures of arms, hands, and loincloths. The two central columns are special in the symbolic architecture of the fence. The pillar of fence D represents a human dressed in a piece of cloth that covers the arms, belt, and genitals. The gender of the depicted individual is not clearly identifiable, but Schmidt suggested that they are two men because the belt they wore was a male attribute of that era.